US President-elect Donald Trump has reportedly selected Senator Marco Rubio as his incoming Secretary of State. It would make him the first Latino to be appointed to America's top foreign affairs job. Other members of the new Trump administration include Susie Wiles as Chief of Staff, the first woman in that position. Immigration hardliner Tom Homan has been named as Mr. Trump's border czar. He's reportedly asked Representative Mike Waltz, who backed efforts to overturn the 2022 election result, to be his national security advisor, while Robert F. Kennedy Jr. is expected to receive some sort of health advisory role. Mark Stone has the details.
I think if you're sitting in London, Paris, Berlin, or any other Western ally of America, you'll be quite heartened by these appointments, given given the people that could have been selected. There is Tim Walz on the left, Marco Rubio on the right, both from Florida. And Marco Rubio certainly is a very familiar face on the political scene in America for many decades, ran for president once, fell out with Donald Trump, now very much part of the MAGA crowd. But from a British perspective, he is someone that they know well. Every foreign secretary who comes to Washington on whatever trip they come will go to Capitol Hill, and Marco Rubio will be one of the people they meet. He has been on the Foreign Affairs Committee in the Senate, the Intelligence Committee. He's a man that knows the world very well. And interestingly, he has a pretty hawkish view, as you say. He doesn't necessarily align with what many feared Trump 2.0 might be, which is insular, inward-looking, America only, if not America first. Well, Marco Rubio historically does not align himself with that. So let's see how it goes. Maybe he won't last as Secretary of State all that long. After all, Donald Trump went through quite a few last time, but I think quite a positive view from people I've spoken to in Downing Street about this, given the other appointments that could have come. In terms of domestically, well, I think much more on Trump brand. We have seen four appointments being suggested, although they can't all be confirmed as yet, and Trump likes to change his mind. But Kristi Noem is one, Elise Stefanik, Tom Homan, and Stephen Miller. These are all MAGA characters. They are all people who will be front and center of Donald Trump's domestic agenda. Kristi Noem is the current governor of South Carolina, a surrogate for Donald Trump for many, many years, and she is to be tipped to be Homeland Security Secretary, effectively America's Home Secretary. Elise Stefanik, well, look out for her in the UN, because she is to become the US ambassador to the United Nations. It will be she who clashes with those old stalwarts of diplomacy, hardliners like the Russian ambassador, the Israeli ambassador. There will be, I'm sure, hard discussions to be had in that chamber. And then Tom Homan and Stephen Miller, well, these two men will be front and center of America's new immigration policy, dealing with very difficult issues like the mass deportations that Trump has promised and many say will be very hard to achieve.